Back and ready for action. This is the round of 32 Group 4 Placement Match B of the Manifold TCG Promotional League. I am Brad. With me here as always is Adam. Adam, who do we have today?
Hey everyone. Today we've got Soren versus Cameron. So starting off with Soren's deck list, I believe. Yeah, Soren's deck list. Soren's playing Vince's team, one of the 45-point heroes. The 45s are cool in that they give you a really powerful ability, but pay for it by having a little less health and a few less dice than 2 21s or 4 11s or something would give you. And so, Vince really wants you to play a couple support characters and some stratagems or agreements. And Soren has a couple of those, but is mostly just playing big, chunky, red support objects.
I love it when players do something other than what I, as the designer, think is good. Because every once in a while, you really learn something.
Yeah.
This is just big, chunky support objects and a 30 health hero. Every once in a while, you're going to get a bonus dice off your air support or your ambush or your declaration of war.
Yep.
And I think that's it.
Yep.
But really what's happening is big dudes, 30 health. Let's see if Soren gets there.
Yeah, let's see. So Cameron, on the other side, is playing Ravon, Tycho, and Yuseth. So this is a green-yellow kind of mid-rangey deck with a bunch of dice counters and a bunch of ways to fill up your discard, interact with it, with Ravon, and then use Ravon's energy ability to turn energy into purple dice.
A big part of what's happening here is this deck has both the Energy Retracer plus off-color 1-drop and the Druid plus Leyline of Great Rest openers.
Yeah.
And in order to help facilitate that, it has 7 1-cost Druids, because it's even playing the Druid of Wilting Ferns.
Yeah.
And then it has a weird discard sub-theme, because it's playing things like Horizon Walker and Memories of the Wastes, and Wasteland Requiem, I suppose. In a big way, this deck was built to try and beat opponents who are playing mill.
Sure.
And it's not running into any opponents that are playing mill.
Yeah, not yet.
Right, that's true. But it's just an effective green-yellow bully deck. And Cameron's probably 6 games into his Manifold career. Unlike McKinnon, who we talked about in Placement Match A, he actually tried a couple decks before he found this one, and he was a big fan of this one.
This deck's really cool.
All right, players are shoveled up. Let's get to the action.
All right, so Soren is going first. I believe he won the die roll. And so he's going to start off with Comms Operator.
Yep, Comms Operator is 1-cost support. If you're a Vince player who's planning on piling a bunch of counters on a support character, this is an excellent one to choose.
Yep.
He gives you just a tiny little piece of tempo back because he lets you activate another character when you play him.
Yep. On the other side, Cameron's going to play a Leyline of Great Rest, which will roll purple-yellow, and then either exhaust Ravon or itself, right? Those are the options? Yeah.
Yep, those are the options.
Great, sure. It's a 4-drop that rolled purple-yellow. That's fine.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. Cameron's deck has some of the more powerful scripted openers in the game, and this was not one of them. But when your fail state is functionally a vanilla 4 durability stable play, that's a pretty good fail state.
Yep, absolutely. So Soren will just activate Vince on the other side, rolling a bunch of dice for Yuseth to eat eventually. And Cameron will activate Ravon, discarding Masquerade off the top of his deck.
We haven't talked about Yuseth at all. We didn't talk about the 21-11-11 aspect of Cameron's deck.
No, we did not.
So this deck is surprisingly durable. Because you have 36 health. Most people have 32. His current opponent only has 30. Yep. But on top of that, Yuseth is going to eat 2 to 4 damage over the course of the game before he dies.
Yep.
And so Cameron's deck kind of has 38 health.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yuseth here will roll 2 draw and then take a damage by eating 2 damage. And that's how Yuseth always works. Soren on the other side will play Dispatch Relay. Now, this is an excellent card.
Yeah, this is neat. So it's 4 cost and it rolls 2 premium dice, including a yellow, which is, normal, pretty similar to what the Leyline did. But this guy says when activated, you get to activate up to 2 support characters you control. No, not support. Up to 2 characters.
Up to 2 characters, yeah.
And so...
Looks like Soren didn't.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Between Comms Operator and Dispatch Relay, Soren has a ton of tempo, but not a whole lot of, uses for it.
Sure. Yeah, because if Soren had another character in play, Dispatch Relay could activate that character and comms operator, which then activates Vince or whatever, which is really cool. And hopefully in the upcoming rounds, Soren will have a time where that matters and is, powerful.
And the Dispatch Relay has 4 durability, so it's not going to fall victim to Cameron's Oxidizes or Detonate Mines or Examine the Specimens.
Yeah.
I think Cameron has maybe 1 Return to Soil in that deck, so it's not like fully invulnerable. But it is a nice, stable, sturdy source of dice.
Yes. Soren will resolve 4 damage into Yuseth. And Cameron will resolve, what was that, 4? Was that 4 damage into Vince?
No, we'll see in just a second. Looks like it was 3.
All right, 3 damage into Vince.
That's another really nice thing about Yuseth, is he kind of forces you to attack him first.
Yeah.
Because he kind of heals 1 every time he eats a 2.
He'll just keep eating your damage until you deal with him.
Yeah, and so he sort of does the Barika and or Chrissy thing to a much smaller degree with much less investment.
Yep.
So Soren here opted to resolve a Modify 1 to find 1 damage. Which is going to be stranding this Modify 2 in his pool.
Mm-hmm. In the future, maybe resolve the Modify 2 to turn the purple and white dice into 3 damage. But that's okay. If this game comes down to exactly 2 damage,
then we'll be able to point to that moment.
Yep.
Soren is done first. He gets the dig in. Again, with a Dispatch Relay and a comms operator, Soren is very likely to be tempo positive for almost the entire game.
Yep.
So it's very likely that he's going to dig in pretty reliably.
Yeah, I agree. So the shield will go here on the Dispatch Relay. Cameron will play and activate a Wasteland Stalwart, which rolls a blank, and that's the round.
All right. So at the end of round 1, Cameron got in for 5 damage. Soren got in for 6. So that's a quality delta.
Yep. And both players just played some guys that roll dice for the most part, right? Purple, yellow, and white on one side, blue, purple, and black on the other. So,
yeah,
this is pretty even.
Almost exactly even, except, I suppose, Cameron started with 6 more health,
cool.
And Soren has done very little to overcome that.
Yes.
This Autonomous Sentry Turret.
This is real good.
This card's real good.
So, Autonomous Sentry Turret, when activated, deals 1 damage to a support character. And I was going to say, that'll eat Cameron's Druid. Luckily, Cameron has 2 Druids now after playing a Relic Seeker.
Yeah, but that means it's going to kill a Druid this round and then probably another Druid next round.
Yes, it will.
And so, yeah, Soren's going to be getting a steady little piece of value here as long as he uses it.
Yeah.
You do want to use it while you still have a target, and activating this comms operator doesn't help you towards that goal, but you have another moment to do it later.
Yep. So, comms operator here will use its trigger to activate Vince, I believe. Yep. Unfortunately, activating the comms operator here means if Soren's plan was to play the air support that I think I saw in his hand, it'll put a green counter on the exhausted comms operator.
Oh, yeah, that does inhibit that value.
Yeah. Ooh, spicy.
Well,
almost spicy.
Pretty, still good.
Still good, yeah.
Orchestral Conductor is huge.
Yes.
This guy rolls 2 dice on his own and up to 2 more premium dice from putting red counters on your support objects.
Yep. But this is where the what's it called? The Autonomous Sentry Turret is going to be an absolute massive.
Yeah.
card.
So the Wasteland Stalwart gets a bonus shield, so it stops being a nice target for Soren to kill.
Yep.
And that means Orchestral Conductor only is rolling 3 premium dice.
Yeah, it's still okay.
Yeah, it's still good. It's better than a common.
Yes.
But it's not the powerhouse
yes.
that Orchestral Conductor so often can be.
Yep. So this will actually kind of work out well enough for both players. Soren will be able to mitigate the damage of the Orchestral Conductor, but it'll still be solid. So it looks like Cameron has used all his gems, so he's just going to be rolling a bunch of dice, and we'll see what he ends up with.
Yeah, right? There's still 6 premium dice on Cameron's side of the table ready to be made.
Mm-hmm.
Soren has 2 gems, so he could still add some support objects to his side of the table, but he's probably made most of his dice.
Yep.
And I can't tell if that's a Modify 1 or a Modify 2. That's that purple dice off the edge.
That's a 2.
Okay, so assuming he chooses to modify into damage and resolve his damage, he's finding something like 8 damage
7,
this round.
8. Yeah, 8 right there.
Yep.
So there's a draw, it looked like.
And it's kind of tough because that premium dice was one that you probably want to modify. But on the other hand, you have these 2 gems and you would love to play like an automated lieutenant or something else that's committing more dice to the table.
Right.
So I think choosing to draw or not draw there is a pretty tough choice.
Yeah. So what are we doing here? Shield one? Remove a shield?
Yeah, Vince gets to do both of those. Vince has...
Yeah, Vince plays with shields very well.
Right? It's not like real exciting and real flashy, but is really steady.
Yes. Yes, it is. So energy, shield, Vince. Cool. Cameron will shield 2 with his blue dice. And our players are not making that much damage.
Well, Cameron still has
I know.
7 more dice to roll. 6 more dice to roll. You're right, though. Soren is resolving another instance of draw. He didn't find what he was looking for. And now that 8 damage that he could have found is looking like it's going to be 3 or 4.
Yeah, exactly. So modify 2 the red and yellow dice, maybe. Modify 3?
Looks like he's I think the purple dice was a 1. Right? Because you took them both away and then modified 2?
I guess. Yeah, I guess. So now Yuseth will eat that 2 damage.
And then
good for Yuseth.
Really cool about Yuseth, he doesn't lose a life when he does that. He takes a damage.
Yeah.
So he takes the shield off of him and doesn't hurt his life total.
Putting shields on Yuseth is quite good.
Yeah.
quite good.
Because if you get a 3rd use out of this Yuseth...
Yep, which it looks like he will.
It sure looks like he will.
So 2 damage here, or 2 damage into Yuseth here. Soren has 1 more to put Yuseth to 9, unless I'm missing something.
And Soren doesn't have Overcharge in his deck. He's not playing an automated lieutenant or a comms operator. Yeah, he's not going to find that 1 more damage.
No, he does. No, he will not. He does have an air... I think he has an air support in hand. He could play that to remove the shield off this Wasteland Stalwart and then start next round by killing it with an autonomous sentry turret.
Oh, that's true, because he's even digging in.
Yeah,
okay. That would have been a pretty heads-up play there.
Yep. Would have been cool. So the dig in here on the autonomous sentry turret means Cameron gets to just take as many actions as he wants. Energy to roll purple here will modify 2 is pretty good.
Yeah, that's an excellent use of energy.
Yep. Tycho will add another red dice at some point. But let's see, modify 2 into 2 damage into 4 damage. So that's 6 damage total for Cameron, which will turn into 4 damage into Vince after taking off the shield.
Did Soren dig in onto one of his support objects?
Yeah, autonomous sentry turret.
Okay. Which honestly, that's a great decision, because that's a 3 durability support. So that does die to the oxidizes, the detonate mines, and the examined specimens of the world.
Yes, that is one that you really want shielded. And Tycho. Tycho at the very end here. What do we got, Tycho? We got...
Let's do it!
Okay. Hey, 2 more damage.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more damage here into Vince. We'll put Vince at 18 health. And Cameron at a total 27.
And look, Vince is at 16 health. He was at 18 before the damage was resolved.
Yup. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so when you look at that delta, Cameron is looking like he's running away with this game.
Yeah, Cameron has made a bunch of dice counters. And Soren has played cards that have pretty good abilities, but haven't really synergized very much.
Yeah, and that's one of the tricks is... all of the support objects that Soren's playing could be in a 21-21-3 deck, and then you'd only have 2 more health, but you'd have 2 more dice among your heroes.
Yeah.
And of course...
So air support here.
Yep.
We'll take off the shield and put a green counter on comms operator. And shield 1? No.
You can re-roll up to 2 of your dice.
I just thought he grabbed a shield. But yeah. Green counter will go there on the comms operator. Sweet.
And so the play that you called out would have been excellent, because he still would have dug in, he'd have the initiative now, he'd kill the Stalwart. But in this world, Cameron has the opportunity to just activate his Stalwart or put another dice counter on it.
Okay. Witchfire the autonomous sentry turret, and then 3 gems for examined specimens. Yep.
Or just kill the sentry turret.
Yep. That works too.
Yep, and that was the big piece of the growing advantage that Soren had going on.
Yeah.
The way he was going to claw back this dice disadvantage.
Cool. So, ambush here is kind of neat. Ambush puts a blue counter on a character and activates it, but you don't get the Vince counter until afterwards. So a way to do this would be put the blue counter on the comms operator and activate. Oh, sorry, this is fine too. Ambush Vince and then just activate comms operator is absolutely fine. If you wanted to do it all at once, you could ambush your comms operator, putting the blue counter there and activating it, and then point to... No, that still doesn't work.
Right, because Vince's trigger can't put the counter on himself. If you had another support character,
that's the thing.
then you can get a little more juice out of this.
Yeah, never.
But given what Soren has on the table, he is getting full value out of it.
Yeah. Don't mind me. So ambush here will put blue counter on Vince and a green counter on comms operator, which makes it look awesome.
Yeah.
Ambush is so good in Vince decks.
Yeah, there's so many cards that are priced appropriately. And when they're just adding another green counter, stop being priced appropriately.
Yup.
Oh, that is devastating.
Oh, no.
Oh, so Soren had two sweet things going on. We talk about how your 45s need to cheat, right?
Yeah.
An autonomous sentry turret is not your 45 cheating.
Yeah.
But it gunning down a druid every round sort of feels like cheating.
Sure.
But Cameron figured out how to get out from under that, and then how to trade up against the support character that Vince had actually been cheating with.
Yes.
Cheating
on?
via.
Cheating on. I'm going with cheating on.
We're going to go with cheating on.
Yeah. So Soren will be able to kill Yuseth before Yuseth activates, which is kind of nice.
That is nice, yeah. So he didn't get the third use, which is not as... That's less important than losing my 3 dice support character, but it is nice that Soren's disadvantages are being mitigated.
Yes.
Because Soren still has plenty of opportunity to play another guy and start growing him.
Yes.
Soren has plenty of opportunity to play another powerful support object, maybe even another autonomous sentry turret.
Right.
But the problem is, every round that we spend at the status quo, Soren is losing.
Yeah.
And so he needs to do this in a hurry.
Right.
So that he actually has time for that advantage to catch him up and win this game.
Yes, absolutely. So, and this is only round 3. I'm worried that Vince might die this round. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's close or whatever. But like, Cameron could he high roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? He literally could kill Vince, but it'd be hard. Okay, never mind. I'm not worried about him literally dying this round.
And we very rarely see round 3 kills.
Yeah.
But very often when we see round 3 kills, it's 45 and their 30 health pool that are involved.
Yes, I agree. So Soren will be tactical rerolling. Energy and modify is not
it's
ideal.
a shield.
It's a shield.
If Soren doesn't have a quality way to spend these 3 gems,
that's not great.
Yeah, then I think his chances of winning this game are... It's
lower.
still a dice game, right? Anything can happen. I really want to say nil. Soren can't win this game if he doesn't use those gems to start clawing back his advantage.
One of these days, I would really love to get on camera some player about to win the game and then rolls literally nothing but blanks for like crazy statistical improbability. And then his opponent comes back and wins the game. Because I want to be able to point to that video and be like, see, it's a dice game. You can always do it.
Spoiler alert, survivor match for group 3 between Lucinda and LL.
Sure.
Lucinda tactical re-rolled 3 black dice twice, looking for 1 damage and found 0.
You're right. One side.
Right, because a modify would do it too. A draw wouldn't, but yeah.
No, you're right. That did actually happen. Okay, great. Cool. That.
Yeah.
It's a dice game. You can always just roll blank. Your opponent can always just roll blanks. You should always do your best to try to pull out of any situation that you might be losing.
Yep.
So now that I guess dust hasn't settled yet, but now that Soren it looks like done with. Yep, that's the dig in for Soren.
Oh, that is not a good place for Soren to be.
Yeah. Cameron will basically just be rolling a bunch of dice and figuring out how to turn them into as much damage as possible.
Well, that's the easy way.
Yeah, just roll it. Easy. Why would we do things that aren't... Why would we roll dice that aren't just damage? So modifying to damage, and then energy. So Cameron's going to use Ravon's energy ability to put that air support on the bottom of Soren's deck to roll Draw. Okay, sure. Purple dice rolling energy, just re-rolling themselves is a lot less exciting than using a white dice to roll a purple dice, but it's still okay.
That draw one that Cameron just did there
Yeah.
was the one Haunting Winds in his deck,
Oh no.
which can do 4 damage directly to a hero.
Oh, how does this math work out? Oh no.
So he isn't getting the round 3 kill.
Okay. But he is resolving enough damage to put Vince at
7? Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is a real tall order for Vince.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is indeed.
That Declaration of War's going to be pretty good. It's going to kill an Orchestral Conductor and shield Vince.
Yep.
You don't have a support object to put your counter on, though.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
You need to play a support character and then Declaration of War.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine, except all your support characters cost 5.
Wow, that is true.
And then you don't have the gems for it.
All right, well, here's a Senate Hall Legionnaire.
Yeah, I think this is the only instance of Senate Hall Legionnaire in the round of 32.
Probably, yeah. Card's fine. It's a really durable place to put green counters in your Vince.
Yeah, one of the things I love about Tyranid Sentinels is it has all of these common 5-cost objects that roll 2.5 dice.
Yeah.
And then have a 4-mana type.
Yes.
And then just regularly their form or their type is relevant enough to the deck's interests that these cards see play.
You just happen to really want Mercurial Costume in this metagame in this deck for whatever reason.
And your opponent's like, well, I don't have Meltdown, and that doesn't die to examine the specimen, so I guess it lives forever.
You know what? I remember playing a Vince deck against a new player that played a Flowering Thicket.
Yes.
And turns out Vince can't touch ethereal structures, and I almost died to that Flowering Thicket and Rama and First Life's gift counters and stuff like that. Like, card's great.
Yep.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah. And
cards are good.
Red, purple, white is a quality suite of dice.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, they kind of all are, right?
Absolutely fine here. They kind of all are. You're right. So Dispatch Relay here will be able to activate Vince as well as itself. That's just a bunch of dice all at once.
Yeah, the problem is it's all of Soren's dice right now, and it's just not enough dice to claw this thing back.
Yeah, you're not doing 24 damage with like 8 dice or 9 dice or whatever it is. But it's still kind of cool to roll that many premium dice at once.
Yeah. One of the things that's always true about Vince is you beat Vince by killing his army.
Yes.
Right? He grows tall on fragile things, generally. And Cameron had the Doeside Thug. He had the Witchfire to examine the specimens. Every time Soren tried to do something powerful, this Bully deck just had the answer.
Yep. So Energy Retracer here, making its first appearance. That will sabotage 1 and then put a dice counter of the sabotaged dice's color on itself and one other thing. Just a pile more stats.
Yep. And Vince can keep up with that, right? Orchestral Conductor and Energy Retracer are very powerful.
Yeah.
So is Ambush and Air Support in a Vince deck.
Yes.
But
you got
Cameron had the answers.
Yes. Yeah, and Cameron, credit where credit's due. Cameron threaded the needle kind of perfectly in answering everything exactly at the time it was required.
Yeah,
right?
this Wasteland Stalwart is still alive here with this 1.5 dice.
Yep. And that's cool. That's impressive.
So fun fact, Cameron leaves for Japan in like 5 days.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And so Cameron's pretty confident that they're going to be able to play the rest of this group. This group has worked out like when they're going to play their survival matches and whatever. But if Cameron qualifies, Cameron's not going to be in the country.
Oh no.
And so there's already talk about Cameron assigning a champion. Yeah.
That's awesome.
To play for him in the round of 16 if he gets there.
Yeah. I mean, if you qualify, I'm okay with that being how we deal with that.
Yeah. And he kind of thought, I'm not going to qualify because this is his 5th or 6th game or whatever. He's not terribly experienced. But then he's been playing in our weeklies and he's
doing.
Yeah, he's an absolutely competent Manifold player.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, we'll see relatively soon, probably this round, whether or not Cameron is able to go onto the winner's game. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, Soren, we're the same place we were last time, where we've got these 3 gems and we need to use them.
Yeah,
we needed to use them last time and we couldn't.
And this is one of the big problems with having a bunch of 5-cost stuff in your deck is sometimes you need to be able to spend your gems. And
Hey.
Chief Operator's really cool.
Yeah.
This is a way to do it. So Chief Operator rolls yellow-black, costs 3. That's fine rate. But it also has this cool other ability of activating a servo when it comes into play. Now, Soren won't be playing another servo this round.
Yeah.
But-
The Chief Operator doesn't get to do his cool thing. But we talked about the fail state of Leyline of Great Rest being vanilla common.
Yeah.
That's what we got going on here.
Yep.
1.5 dice, 3 durability.
Card's fine.
Yeah, when it doesn't do its job, it's just like anyone else. And when it does do its job, it's quite nice.
There we go. So Cameron will set up 7 damage and then Witchfire to take the shield off swiftly and deal 7 for lethal.
Yep, so he was able to bypass the shield, didn't even give Soren the chance to dig in.
Yeah, or use that energy to shield and any of that stuff.
Yep, and that was a tidy round 4 victory by the green-yellow bully deck.
Good job, Cameron, for getting to the winners match. Soren will be playing in the rebound and potentially survivor matches in the upcoming videos here.
So both folks are still alive. We're going to see them in the next couple days. Hope to see you there.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you in the next one.